So on this week's episode of SNAFU, it was rather pretty chill like last week's, but there was something in last week's episode that I totally forgot to mention because when I was doing that video, it was late at night when it was up on Crunchyroll. Anyway, it was basically about Yukinon and how Hachiman's last line was, if this was like a game, and can we reset your last save point? Would you do it and all of this whatnot? Because that was very crucial to both Yukinon's and Hachiman's relationship. I remember what Hachiman's little sister told him is to go talk to the girls, that being Yui and Yukinon, before doing anything. And even though Hachiman sort of did it, but he only did it after he got the results that he needed and not asking about the girls and their opinion on said idea. Because even though Hachiman was able to get a win-win situation, he didn't think about Yukinon specifically. I mean, there's also Yui, but Yui wasn't really competition, or she had like an ulterior motive. But Yukinon, for all we know, she might have had a personal reason, because remember what her sister said back in episode 4, I think it was, when she was, where Haruno was there at the double date and all of this, say, oh, you're just gonna let someone else do it, right? Anyway, as we saw from the previous student council president, when she was talking to Hachiman when he was carrying her stuff from last week's episode, she was saying, oh, I was kind of wishing that Yukinon would be president, and then Yui would be vice president, you'll be part of the student council, and even though the service club will be disbanded, it would seem like since those three relationships, the main three, are so close, it wouldn't have made a difference anyway. Like, it wouldn't have made a difference anyway, because they would still be friends, they would still be in a club together, and they would practically still be helping out people. And like I said, even though Hachiman was able to get a win-win situation for both Iroha and him and the service club, he practically, like, the relationship, the distraught relationship that Yukinon and Hachiman have right now, has the gap that has put between them has gotten even bigger. And we see that in this week's episode of SNAFU, where you see her, like, Yukinon is there, but she's not really there. And that was probably the biggest part about this week's episode, besides the whole Mr.Jazzhands and Iroha and all of that, which we'll get to. But for the most part, it was mostly like Yukinon and just like her relationship with Hachiman, and the gap that was put between them during the field trip has widened even more. And thing is, like, Hachiman, that's why when Iroha asked for the service club's help again, he was like, no, can't do it for the service club. I'll help you out personally, but don't ask for the service club, because that's a problem I have to fix myself. Anyway, on to Iroha. She is one sneaky little devil. Like, she is really crafty. Like, she cares about her image, so she's like, oh yeah, wouldn't it be cute, like, if I mess up and I couldn't get things done even though it was really easy? Isn't that cute? Like I said, she's kind of like Ami from Toradora, where she puts up an appearance in front of people, but like when she talks to our main character, she reveals who she really is. Anyway, Hachiman decides to help Iroha with her student council situation, where she has to go meet with this other high school and talk about them doing an event together, a Christmas festival, I believe it was. And pretty much the one person that we meet, the student council president of the other school, he is practically a tool. And not only that, we get to see Iroha's relationship with the other student council members, like the vice president and the rest of them who else is part of that committee, and we see it's not so good. It's like, oh yeah, we don't really like you, and you're just giving us all the work, and yeah, we don't really like you. Anyway, the other student council president, Mr.Jazzhands is what we're gonna nickname him, is, like I said, he's a tool. And like, he uses both the English word and just the Japanese version of that word in the same sentence, even though like he's just restating what he says both in English and in Japanese, which Hachiman catches on to this, and he notices the hand movements, and it's like Hachiman, like, he tries to put something in, like he tries to put his input in, and it doesn't really work the first time, and he realizes, oh, so I have to imitate you to make you understand. Alright then. And he does. Hachiman actually does it, and it's hilarious. I just love seeing those hand movements animated. It was just hilarious because it looked so funny. But then at the same time, the guy, like, what he was saying to say, like, oh yeah, we don't reject ideas here even though they're stupid. And it's like, what's the point then? Anyway, I forgot what Hachiman actually says, but the other guy, Mr. Jazzhands, starts like giving all these other ideas. Like, he basically takes Hachiman's idea but substitute like the object with like different objects, like an elementary school, college students, and all of this. It was really weird. I was like, what is this guy trying to do? Like, I'm Like, are you trying to make me hate you? Because I already hate Orimoto, which she makes an appearance again this episode, which I thought, oh man, why do you keep on showing up? Like, no one likes you, pretty much. But like Mr. Jazzhands over here, I'm starting to not like him either, because he's like I said, he's a complete tool, and I feel like he doesn't make sense. He's like those enthusiastic people that just spit out nonsense just to spit out nonsense. Like, they don't make a difference. And thing is, he has like a posse, like the other student council members of his high school, and it doesn't make the situation any better. Anyway, like I said, it was a rather chill episode. My grade for the episode, I'm gonna give it a B+, mostly because, like I said, rather chill. Nothing much happened. More or less, it was more subtle things like Yukinon and Hachiman's relationship, but the whole Iroha situation, it was rather, we get to, if you haven't seen Iroha's like true nature yet, you really definitely get to see it, because she explains it, and she is becoming one of my favorite characters. I don't ship her and Hachiman, but I definitely like her character. And pretty much like the whole student council thing with the Christmas festival, it was a funny moment. And I heard that Yukinon and Mr. Jazzhands have a conversation, and I heard it's pretty hyped and it's a pretty good one, so I'm excited to see that. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the episode down in the comments below, and don't forget to leave a like if you think the video deserves it, and it helps me out and it lets me know you guys are enjoying the content that I'm putting up for you guys. And subscribe if you haven't, if you like what you saw, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys all next time. So until then, bye.